Okay, let's do the math. I gotta figure out how to grow 4 years worth of food here on a planet where nothing grows. But if I can't figure out a way to make contact with NASA, none of this matters anyway.
I've only seen about 50 minutes of the movie, but I can't wait to see the rest
Oh,
of it.
good.
The thing that I'm really responding to, and I hadn't read the book, is the humanity of it.
Right.
You know? How I would imagine, you probably wouldn't have been as interested in a science fiction movie if it wasn't really about people ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, I think any great science fiction movie is really, the ones that we all remember are the ones where you're really invested in the characters. And this is like a movie, this is a story that takes place just a few years in the future. It's supposed to be the very, very, very near future. And yeah, I mean, from the time I read the book, it's just it's a great character, a really, really smart guy, but a really funny guy who finds himself in this predicament and just has it's a really entertaining way that he kind of navigates this situation.
Well, another thing that I really love about the movie is that it's an ode to science, because I feel like we're increasingly in a time when you're almost stigmatized if you are an intellectual or if you're smart or you embrace science.
Right.
How important? I feel like this movie is going to become far more important than people realize.
I hope so. That was the one thing that the screenwriter said to me. Drew Goddard said when I first met him. He said, "This is a love letter to science." He said, and that's why I did it. That's why I wrote it. And it is. And I mean, that's certainly what the book was and what the script was, and hopefully what the movie is. And I agree with you. I think that's a good thing to put out there right now.
Yeah. Now, obviously, Ridley Scott is a director we've all grown up with, and he's a science fiction icon. What surprised you about working with him on a science fiction movie? Is he less geeky than people probably think?
He's just very funny. I mean, he's just like, people say he's gruff, and he's not gruff. He's just he's impatient in the right way. You know what I mean? In a really fun way where, he'll say, "What the fuck am I waiting for?" You know what I mean? And his department head will be like, "Yeah, well, we got to put that light," the cinematographer, "Oh, we got to put that light up there." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, okay, all right, I'll wait for that," But he'll shoot 4 cameras at a time, and each frame will be just spectacular. And I was always kind of a snob about that. I'd say, only 1 camera at a time. But watching Ridley do it, there was a day I walked into the tent and he had his 4 monitors up, and I looked at these shots and I went, "Man, each one of those shots is perfect, Ridley." And he goes, "They've been perfect for a long time."
Now, I think I only have time for one more question, but I'm just wondering, okay, so Saving Private Ryan, they come to get you. Interstellar, they come to get you. This movie, they're going to have to come to get you. If you were really lost in real life, you think they're going to really scramble, and you hope so.
I think what
you're
they should,
Matt Damon, but
what they should do is just not send me, because obviously I have some problem where I need to come get rescued all the time. They gotta, hopefully if I was ever in a jam, someone would come and get me.